What I will tell you is, anyone who has purchased, you are no longer on the hook for the item. Mig Switch? More like bait and switch, am I right? Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. The Mig Switch news just keeps on coming. Originally, the Mig Switch website said, when you buy your Mig Switch backup cart, you would also get a Switch game dumper, USB game dumper that you could plug into your computer and stick your Switch game directly into and back up your legit games directly from the included USB card dumper. See, originally the website said that the package contained a Mig Switch backup card and the USB dumper tool. Now, the website says the device consists of two products which are sold separately. That's what it says now. And that is the Switch card, which is a micro SD adapter that plugs into your Switch game and then plugs into your Switch. And the Mig Switch dumper, which would be used to back up your legally owned Nintendo games. Now let's back up a little bit and talk a little bit more about what the Mig Switch is. You see, its whole purpose is for you to take legally owned games that you bought and you paid for and you use on your Switch, put the backup onto a micro SD card and load as many backups as you want onto that card, and then put that one flash card into your Switch and play all of your backups on that Switch. Now, this is done on an unmodified Switch. And the way you switch the games is simply you pop the card out and put it back in, and every time you do, it'll cycle through to the next game on that SD card. Some people have concerns about wearing out their card slot on their Switch by constantly cycling in and out and in and out. But really the Switch is rated for that kind of duty cycle. It's not gonna be that much. It's not gonna be as much as you think, because once you find the game you're looking for, it's gonna just always boot to that game. Unless you're someone who just really frequently changes the games anyway, you're really not gonna hurt it to use it in this way. But the inclusion of the backup tool was what helped create the legitimacy of the product. You see, the only way for you to get a backup game currently of a Switch game is to have a modified version 1 Switch, or a Switch using hardware that's been installed to allow you to use custom firmware. Now this Switch right here is a version 1 Switch. I do have the ability to back up my game cards so that I can use a Mig Switch device on any Switch device that I want. And we have purchased a Switch OLED, brand new Switch OLED model that we are going to use as our test model, our guinea pig, to find out if the Mig Switch is everything that you thought it would be. We're willing to risk having our Switch banned online so that you don't have to. But that brings me to another important point. You see, the Mig Switch website was also updated to include some details about online play. Now they say, Mig Switch is a backup and development device. As such, we only support and guarantee your gaming with your own game backups. So if you download backups off the internet and find a way to make them work on your Mig Switch, they will not support you in how to do that. Now the community is going to figure this out really easily. It doesn't look that hard, but we will outline exactly how to play your legit backups. And then we might see if we can play some illegitimate backups just to see if that works as well. And to the guy who watched my last Mig Switch video and was complaining about me 3D printing parts in the back corner, you'll be happy to know that my 3D print has finished, so you no longer have that annoying fan playing. And as soon as this video is done, I'm actually going to start printing the next thing. What am I printing? Well, it's kind of a little bit geeky and you guys really don't care, but if you do want to know, post a comment down below and I might share what I'm up to with that thing. With the backups, legit copies only. They go on to say this applies to online too. If you want to play online with full Mig Switch warranty, you need to use your own dumped backups with genuine certificate, UID, and card set ID. Now, part of the backup process, and we outlined this in a different video, is that you're not just grabbing the ROM. You can't just take a ROM dump. The card also needs the cart ID, the UID, and the game certificate. It needs those It actually needs 4 things, 5 including the ROM dump. But that doesn't stop me from backing up my legit game using the dumper tool, the USB dumper tool, or using my modified switch. And once I have those files, I can always pack them up into a zip and then make them available online. And that will surely get you banned. Now the reason is, if I have one game that has a unique game ID and I have it playing on my Switch, Nintendo has no idea if I have the original game in my Switch or a game loaded on something like the Mig Switch. If I share that unique game ID and the other files that the Mig Switch uses with a community, and lots of people download that game and they all put it onto their cart device at the same time, and they all go and play online at the same time, Nintendo's gonna know. They're gonna see 50 people all using the same game at the same time, and they are gonna go and just ban all 50 people. Failure to respect this rule might end up in bans from Nintendo, like we just said, which we won't be held responsible for. They're really serious about, they do not want to be held responsible for it. Now, how exactly could you hold them responsible for it? I don't know. And they do talk about voiding your warranty if you do engage in this kind of behavior. What kind of warranty do you even get in the first place? Who really knows? But this opens up the big question about bait and switch. You see, it's one thing for them to say that it's included, but when you go on to the retailers' websites, they were saying it's included as well. Now, I personally purchased 2 pre-orders from 2 separate retailers. I did not share which retailers I bought them from because I didn't know if they were legit, and I didn't want you guys to say, well, Gears and Tech bought from them, so he must trust them. I don't know if I can trust anyone. So I'm willing to risk my money to try and see if we get something to show up. I have since actually reached out to the Mig Switch team. They have responded to me, and they confirmed that the 2 that I pre-ordered were from legit actual retailers that they have authorized to resell the Mig Switch device. Something else that they've just recently added to their website is the where to buy. So this is great. I actually was communicating with them and they said, you know, we might do this. And I told them, I said, guys, this is such an illegitimate market and people are really worried about where they can go and get these things from, because these are all pop-up shops. They're places that no one's ever heard of because they need the ability to pack up and run away quickly if Nintendo comes after them. So you're not gonna know a lot about these guys. They're gonna be just some dudes hiding behind fake names and Gmail accounts that are taking money and then redistributing these. And as soon as they get a letter from Nintendo, their company's been registered to a PO box, so Nintendo can't find them. They can close that website, open another, and keep going. And that's, I mean, they have all the makings of scammers because they need the ability to cut bait and run. But when we look here, so we've got a couple different guys. So I'm going to come clean a little bit. When we look at Canada, I did buy from the only Canadian retailer that is listed here as the authorized retailer. I did find them on a Reddit post as well, and the Reddit post is full of controversy about their tactics to try and add legitimacy to their company. I think we're just dealing with an immature company that just doesn't quite understand how this works, and that's to be expected, actually. With this kind of product in its infancy, these are the kinds of people that are starting these businesses. The guys that are willing to take a risk, make some money, and do something for the community at the risk of getting sued heavily by Nintendo. So I did buy one from the Canadian retailer, and let's just have a look down here. We'll see if we can find the United States. I did also buy from one of the suppliers in the United States. Now, when I pre-ordered, I had purchased with the promise that this was going to be the Mig Switch and the dumper together. I can confirm that both companies have reached out to me through email directly to say, hey, it looks like the dumper's not going to be available after all. It looks like we won't be able to get you the dumper. They're being handled in 2 separate ways, and I'm not going to tell you who's who because in the end, I think the result will be the same. One of the 2 have said, look, here's your options. We will give you all of your money back and say, hey, thanks, you know, we're sorry about this whole mix-up. We'll send you the Mig Switch card by itself, We'll tell you what the new price is for that card, and if there's a refund owing, we'll pay that. We'll tell you how much it would cost if you wanted to add the dumper at a later time. We'll figure this all out. We're gonna make sure that we do this in a fair way for you. But everybody currently that has paid some money has the option right now to ask for a refund. Give me my money back. If I don't get the dumping tool, I'm not interested. The other guys, interestingly enough, have said, we're gonna ship you the Mig Switch, and as soon as the dumper's available, we're gonna send you that too. Now, I think that's noble of them to want to do that, but I do not believe that that's actually gonna happen. And that's why I'm not gonna tell you who's who. What I will tell you is, anyone who has purchased has the ability to back out of this deal, get all their money back, no strings attached, and you are no longer on the hook for the item. You have that option, and these retailers are giving us that option. Otherwise, you can continue with the purchase, but we both agree that I'm not gonna get that dumper tool. I'm only gonna get the Mig Switch. So back to the original point of this video where I said, this is more like bait and switch. That's what I'm hearing on the internet. People are saying this is a bait and switch tactic. But bait and switch means that you brought somebody in for something and then offered them something else. And on the surface, that's what happened. You thought you were getting a Mig Switch and a dumper tool, and now you're just getting a Mig Switch. The difference here is we have the option to back out of this deal, get our money back. Now, personally, I'm continuing with the deal. I have let both of them know I want to continue through whatever you can send me. I want that sent. Also, the Mig Switch team themselves have reached out to both of these retailers and said, hey, Gears and Tech actually seems like a pretty legit channel, and we want to make sure that the community gets the information as honestly and accurately as possible, and therefore we'd really appreciate it when you get your first block of orders if you priority ship Gears and Tech the first orders that are going out, so that we can get that in our hands and start doing some testing for you guys and show you guys everything that we learned through this process. So if you're kind of sitting on the fence, you're not sure if this is legit, and you're wondering if it's worth the money, wait, just wait. We're getting some, we're gonna test them on a brand new Switch. We're gonna show you guys exactly how it works in our hands, in this studio, so you guys know someone you trust is showing you all about this. That kind of leads me to the question about trust. You see, some people have said, this has got to be a scam. This whole thing has got to be a scam. I have a couple points about that. Now, I personally don't think this is a scam, obviously, because I've paid some money for this. But if someone was looking to set up an elaborate hoax, a big scam, would you really go and tell Nintendo, we've come up with a way to circumvent your security system so that people can play backups on your device, and try to collect money from individuals and avoid getting a lawsuit from Nintendo? Like, there's better ways to run a scam to get money. I know locally, guys just sell cars that don't exist on Facebook Market, take a bunch of deposits from people, and then just disappear. That's a way better scam than trying to sell a fake product to people that even remotely bring Nintendo into the scene. Because playing around with Nintendo is a surefire way to get yourself in trouble unless you've got a legit product. Reason number two why I think this is legit is this whole dumper tool debacle. Let's call it Dumpergate. Okay, that's kind of cool. Dumpergate? I'm gonna coin that right now. This is the Switch Dumpergate. Why on earth would I tell anybody that there's a dumper and now there's not a dumper, and that we'd have to change the deals, and hey, don't expect a dumper to show up, just expect a Mig Switch? Like, if nothing was coming, who cares? Why would you go and create that hassle of saying, oh, guess what, there's no dumper? What, you think next week they're gonna be like, oh, actually there's no Mig Switch either, ah, ha ha ha, big funny, right? But they would just wait. They'd keep the lie alive all the way to the end, keep collecting those money. Why are resellers closing up, saying, we're sold out, check back later when we get our next box of orders in before we resell? Like, they're not just infinitely collecting money. It doesn't seem, at least to me, like it has any of the workings of a big lying scam. As I said already, I have purchased from 2 of the potentially legit retailers that are showing up on their website. That helps ease my mind a little bit, that at least the guys I've been talking to are the guys that Mig Switch say I've been talking to. So they're getting my order ready. As soon as I've got it, you guys are gonna hear about it. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.